All right. Yes, sir. Hey, everybody. Good morning to all of you, and to all of you, good morning. Welcome, friends and viewers, subscribers, members, and everybody else. Great to have you here. Hey, I'm Uncle Bruce. That's what they call me. They call me Uncle Bruce. I run a channel called Stock Markets with Bruce. That's what this is right here. And what do I do? I'm on the air Monday to Friday when the markets are open. I'm on the air. First show I do is at 8 in the morning, which I've already done. It's a trade alert show just for Gold Bagel members of this channel. Then I do a show at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That's this show for 2 hours. 1 hour before the market opens to the first hour of trading, to try to tell you in plain English what's going on and what you should be watching for and paying attention to, and why things are the way they are and what's going on. I try not to upset you. I do my darndest to not make you mad at me. I do a rant once in a while, and I upset people because I'm old. I see. I'm allowed to do this. I'm 68 now, so I'm allowed to rant. You see, it's the license you get when you reach a certain age, I guess. We're down 4 points on the Dow. You know what that means? Nothing's going on. Nothing's going on. We're down 9 on S&P. We're down 37 on Nasdaq. Oil is up 90 cents a barrel at 74.76 right now. There's not a lot, so far this morning going on that we have to really worry about. We're watching info come out, of course, government statistics, employment numbers, unemployment numbers, interest rate numbers, inflation numbers. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we're watching. Initial U.S. jobless claims fell to 218,000 in February, 3 weeks. 3 weeks from 227. February 3 week from. So it looks like it's lower. Unemployment claims are falling. What the hell does that mean? It means fewer people are needing unemployment insurance in the latest time period. If fewer people need unemployment insurance, fewer people are applying for it. It means more people are finding work or maintaining work. There are 9 million job openings in America. I mean, that's a bona fide fact. That's the latest stat just a couple of weeks ago. During or just after COVID, the number was 12 million job openings. So there's still 9, historically very high. The unemployment rate in America is less than 4%. You can thank your president for that. Whoever you think your president is, thank your president. Interest rates are plateaued at 5 to 5.5%. They've been there now for about 8-9 months. It looks like they're going to stay here for a while yet, until at least summertime, maybe the fall. The only reason, not the only, but one of the main reasons interest rates get dropped, encouraged to go lower by central bankers, the reason you would do that is because your economy is in big trouble. There are real discrepancies in your economy, and your trade balances are off, or your construction portfolios are in the toilet, or bankruptcies are everywhere. Businesses can't borrow money. Banks are, hesitant to lend money out because they don't feel they're going to be repaid, perhaps. And so central bankers will lower interest rates to get interest rates down, making money more affordable, which encourages lenders to lend while the getting is good, before interest rates become so low that there's no way to get any money out of it. That is not the case in the United States right now. The U.S. economy, the U.S. stock markets, the U.S. economy, the U.S. unemployment rate is at its best level. The oil and gas patch, the oil market in the United States, the drillers, the exploring companies, the refiners, they love President Biden. They love this guy. They won't say a word about it, though, because you don't ever say that, because he's a Democrat. But the oil patch loves Biden. Texas is surging economically under President Biden, not because of the governor of Texas. No, Texas is growing economically because of Biden. Certain states aren't doing as well, but a lot of red states are doing really well because of President Biden and the policies of the Biden administration. Am I pissing you off yet? See what I do? I rant and I get you upset. Biden and his team don't tweet. Um, they're very quiet. They're very they rarely do anything. You don't hear about every morning you wake up and there's a tweet from the bathroom of the White House where the president is having a dump and tweeting something. We miss those days. I don't. But those days are kind of not around right now. Orange Boy was the tweeter of all time, and of course he can't shut his yap because he doesn't know how. And Mr. Chaos is just around the corner for the American public to have as their president if they wish. At the end of the year. And so Orange Boy is alive and well and involved in 6 court cases or something like that, and the Supreme Court is now ruling on whether or not he can even run. And away we go. Orange Boy and his pals shut down the immigration deal that was on the table that had been negotiated for 6 months between the Democrats and Republicans and the White House. The deal had been crafted and worked out, and all kinds of this and that and that and this and that. It was all figured out, and it was all brought to the Senate floor. And in 15 minutes, Orange Boy shut that thing down, and it's dead in the water. And now there will not be an immigration bill brought to the American people for about another decade, because these deals take months and months and months to put together, and the participants in the negotiations are elected officials who now are going to focus on one thing: the upcoming election. Some of these folks are not running for re-election because it's time, every 4 years people get older. And so a whole new group of senators, congressmen will show up in January, no matter who's in power, and none of them will know the other side and will want to negotiate with the other side, because Orange Boy doesn't want people to get along. He needs chaos. And so there goes 4 years for sure. If Orange Boy's in power, there's no immigration deal. Zero. If Biden gets reelected, there may or may not be next discussions. It all depends on who runs the Senate, who runs the Congress. You get Biden in the White House and Republicans running the Senate and the Congress, nothing gets done. If the Republicans run the Congress and the Democrats have the Senate and they have the White House, nothing gets done. If you have a Republican president and a Democratic Senate and a Democratic Congress, you'll have all kinds of legislation be proposed, but the White House won't sign off on it. Nothing gets done. Chaos is around the corner, and complete shutdown of government services and U.S. policies are at risk. The only way out for America, and it's not going to happen, it would be, we on the outside would love to see it, Democratic White House, Democratic Senate, Democratic Congress. You as an American out there would be what's the word I'm looking for? You'll be blown away by how much comes out of Washington at you, how much is coming at you, because you can finally get some stuff passed. But right now you're dead in the water, and it's been this way since the midterms. As soon as Pelosi and the Democrats lost the House, American government has been ineffective and nothing but chaos, and it'll be the order of the day. Now, there are people out there who need chaos. They need chaos to survive and thrive, because with chaos, you can divide and conquer. And divide and conquer is what some people's policies are. It's the way it works. Some corporations love divide and conquer. And so you've got, in effect, short-term political goals that dominate the big picture, what's best for the country. And, right now, Orange Boy and his pals, they're getting what they want, because they don't want America to be calm, cool, collective, get its act together. They want it to be in chaos so they can say, see, we're better off, you're better off with us in power rather than the clown you got now. That's their message. And you have to ask yourself, what do I want? Do I want 4 years of complete chaos with Orange Boy back in the White House with his loving wife, Melania? I'm sure that loving couple, and It's just a wonderful family situation. Or do you want, Joe, Sleepy Joe? No tweets, no controversy, no impromptu press conferences between the president and the helicopter, along the White House. You have daily press briefings. If you want that, you have that. If you don't want that, you got the other, where you have no press briefings, no updates, just tweets from one guy who runs the whole show. Up to you. It's your choice. What was that? There was a Saturday Night Live skit. If you're old enough, you'll remember this. There was the election campaign between George Bush, the father. This is at the end of Reagan's presidency. They were running for the presidential term, and it was the former governor of, I believe, Massachusetts, and I'm desperately trying to remember his name right now, from Boston. They had a mock debate going on Saturday Night Live. They were making fun of the debate they had just had. And Bush was asked a mathematical question about some deficit something, and he said something like, I was told there would be no math. And he was rambling on about 1,000 points of light, all is well, strong America, blah, blah, blah. And the opposition, the Democrat who ultimately lost the election to this guy, is looking at the camera going, Dukakis, thank you, Adrian, you're bailing me out. Dukakis is looking at the camera going, I can't believe I'm losing to this guy, because the Republican is rambling and bembling on and making no sense whatsoever. And he's looking at the camera going, I can't believe I'm losing to this guy. How dumb is America to want someone like this as president? And ultimately, poor George Sr. got one term, and then he was knocked out by Clinton. And, of course, the Texas billionaire who stepped in and upset the apple cart. But those are the 90s. Those are the old days. You kids weren't even born yet. Or if you were born, you were just 5 or 10 years old. You don't remember those days. Stupid is as stupid does, and it never stops. It's stupid is always out there. I have good news for those of you out there who are worried about me ranting and raving about politics, or you're worried about Republicans or Democrats, you're worried about bad Senate, bad Congress, good Congress. You're worried about that? Don't be worried about it. If you're a viewer of this channel and you're becoming an option writer, you want to become an option writer because you're noticing that friends of yours are telling you should watch this old guy, tolerate this old man and learn how to write options, as he and his gang talk about it when the market opens up. I have good news for you guys. If you're going to be an option writer, seriously, option write, you don't have to worry about politics. You don't have to worry about who's in the office. You don't have to worry about any of that crap. You're going to make nothing but money. This market is evolving. The stock market is evolving. It has been now for 20, 30 years. The difference of the different, how do I say this? The stock market today, okay, in many ways is exactly the same as it used to be, except that it is now in today's high-tech environment. Okay. Back in the 70s and the 80s, brokerage firms were mom and pop companies. Some had become regional and some had become national and had partnerships and stuff. And there were mergers of family brokerage firms from east to west coast in the US and would form national syndicated firms, and they'd be run out of New York or run out of LA, but generally New York. And there were zillions of regional mom and pops and local mom and pop brokerage firms. And all of them were owned and operated by the partners of the firms, which were generally white-haired, experienced people who had been through the Great Depression and the war and won, and were now, stoically looking after your money, which is what they were supposed to do. And there were insurance companies and banks and everything, and everybody had their place. Banks were banks, insurance companies were insurance companies, investment firms were investment firms, mutual funds were mutual funds, and everybody had their little place. But slowly but surely, The old expression is the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. The neighbor's lawn always looks better than our lawn, is the expression, you know. Slowly but surely, the various businesses out there in their little areas began to see bleed in. They started to bleed into each other. And through the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, we now have, you know, what is it in America? 4, 5, 6 big banks. Canada has 5, 6 big banks, and then all the others. And brokerage firms in Canada and in the United States, there aren't thousands of stock brokerage firms anymore. It's all now dominated by the huge investment bank outfits out of Toronto in Canada and New York in the United States, London in England, and Frankfurt in Germany, and name your place. But size matters, okay? Size matters in the investment business. And of course, corporate America, corporate Canada has consolidated, and you now do not have 20 airlines in the United States competing for your business to fly you from LA to New York anymore. You have 4. You have regional airlines in the US, and you have national airlines in the US, and you have courts now forbidding airlines to take over other airlines because you would reduce competition even more, which will jack up the cost of a ticket to an average American and flyer, and service generally gets worse. Hotels. There used to be zillions of brands of hotels. There still are zillions of brands of hotels. The problem is there are only like 5 hotel companies or 4 that own all the brands. So you might be in a particular hotel and go, oh, I love this hotel, but you don't realize that you're part of the Marriott family or you're part of the Hilton chain or whatever. These chains run and dominate the big picture, running out every mom and pop motel and hotel in existence. Again, life in North America. Automobile companies consolidated in the 30s and 40s and 50s, 60s. There's now the big 3, and only 2 of them are in America, Ford and GM. Stellantis, Chrysler, they're out of Italy. America lost the 3rd car company back in the 90s. Chrysler is no longer an American company. It goes on and on and on. The consolidation of the world. So the brokerage consolidation took place, and the stock market is a different place today than it ever was. And the good news, again, for you, is this device here has changed your life to be able to allow you to be an option writer with this. But this is changing lives around the world now. And the rest of the planet is catching up to America and to Canada and to Europe. In Senegal and in Chad and in Bangladesh and in Myanmar, run by the military, in Indonesia and New Guinea and Micronesia. I don't care. You name any country in the planet, all right? This is everywhere. And more people in these far-off lands are becoming market players. Because there's one thing about the human race that is consistent no matter where you are. You can be a communist, a socialist, a capitalist. You can be an American, a Canadian. You can be a South African. You can be from India or Egypt, or I don't care where you're from. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care if you're pink, orange, blue, yellow, whatever color you are, whatever language you speak, whatever God you believe in. There's one thing we're all into. We're all into one thing, and that's just one thing only. We are greedy as hell. We have greed in our loins. We want to make money, and that's the bottom line. I'm sorry if I'm, shattering any thoughts of a harmonious, wonderful, kumbaya singing moment here with all of your fellow mankind. We're here to make money. And we make friends, but we like making money too. And sometimes we dump friends for money, and that happens, unfortunately. And sometimes relatives dump relatives. And sometimes husbands and wives dump each other for money. And this little thing right here is one of the greatest money-making inventions ever made by mankind. You could thank Steve Jobs, I guess, at Apple, and you can thank many other entrepreneurs and engineers and inventors, teams of people who've developed these, and all the apps that this thing can get at. It's unbelievable. Thank you to the investment bankers. I say thank you, Merrill Lynch, and thank you, JP Morgan, and thank you, Wells Fargo, and you name all the big players. I don't care who they are. Name them all around the world, the biggest bankers, the biggest investment dealers. Thank you all for investing money into apps and platforms that allow the world now to come in and play the market in their own unique way. And you here with me today are the recipients, one of the greatest recipients of all of this technology. It's being handed to you on a platter, shiny as can be, where you could change your life because you have, if you're watching me live, probably 99.99999% of you watching me live are smart enough to know that if you do a little bit of homework and figure out how options trade and how they work and how you can write options and make money from this, you're smart enough to do that. You're at the top of the knowledge pyramid. It's a limited time offer, though. I'm telling you, it's a limited time offer. In 10 years from now, there will be billions of people out there who will have been around a while playing with these devices and coming into our markets. And more smart option writers will be appearing from countries you've never heard of, from regions of the planet you never heard of. The good news is that you folks who are here now, you got a head start. You've had the phone for a while. You believe in it. We're over the fear of using the phone. Like you remember the old days in the 90s, you used to be on your laptop or your home computer and you were thinking about buying something online and you were worried your credit card information would be stolen right away and you'd lose everything. We believe in the system because the system is the dominant system of life now. And you are ahead of the option writing curve. You're at the front of the class. You're the first graduates. And you found me, I don't know how, but you found me and you've taken my classes, you're taking my classes, you're signing up for them, and you're getting smarter and smarter and smarter about how options work, which means you are now not as dependent on outside entities for your survival economically. You're begun to break away from the brainwashing that we were given in school, that you got to work hard and study hard and get good grades and then get a good paying job. It worked for our grandparents, sort of. It took the Great War to really, give us the advantage on that. It worked for our parents because they benefited from the war's momentum, the Second World War momentum through the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. And then it was our turn, my turn, and now it's your turn, and however old you are. But this thing right here has allowed people who watch this channel to say, you know what, Mr. Employer, I really appreciate you hiring me out of college, and appreciate the 15 years of service I've given you. I've reached a lower middle management rank in this organization, or, I'm the manager of a department or whatever. I make $100,000 a year. I make $60,000 a year. I make $20,000 a year. I don't know what it is. You're not making millions, okay? Because if you're working for an entity, you're not making millions of dollars. All right, let's get real. You are a middle class something. God bless you for it. You've gone as far as you can go. You've reached the top of your game. There's only one level higher for you, and that is if the firm's top people decide to make you one of the top people. And 1 in 100 employees, 1 in 1,000 employees will be picked up every once in a while into those levels. You're done. If you've been 15, 20 years with an organization and you're not one of the top 1%ers, you're never going to be a 1%. But hey, you're okay with that. Fine. But others of you were okay with that until you figured out what we're doing. And you went, wait a minute, I'm not okay with that. I think I'm okay with something else. What I'm okay with is making money from a gig that why is my chair doing this? Making money from a gig that I control, a side hustle. I have a side hustle, and it's not Amway, and it's not multi-level marketing. I don't have to convince anyone else to join me to do this so that I make money off of their backs. Isn't this great? You don't have to convince your brother, sister, best friend, coworker, or anyone else that you somehow bump into to buy the merchandise that you've been buying on a multi-level basis so you can make an override on what they're doing. This isn't a pyramid scheme. You are your own in-house mutual fund, hedge fund, really hedge fund. I remember the one line in the movie The Big Short, where the two young guys who were in Denver, I think, they raised millions of dollars with their little hedge fund, and they went to Wall Street to talk to a buddy of theirs about the scam that was going on in the investment business and the big economic collapse that was about to happen, and he wouldn't write an article about it because he didn't want to upset his Wall Street backers. And that fellow called these two guys, I appreciate you two coming in, but really, who's going to believe a garage band hedge fund over the big boys in Wall Street? And I love that line, garage band hedge fund. I'm not calling you guys garage band hedge funds, but I think of that term and I go, oh my God. It's funny how the higher players out there view the retail investor with complete disdain and no respect whatsoever. The good news for you guys is you do not need to worry about what Wall Street thinks of what you do and how you do what you do, because at the end of the day, you're doing exactly what they're doing. They're just doing it with specialists and very high powerful, super powerful computer systems with dozens and dozens of backers behind the trader. The trader that trades options, that writes options, or the team that writes options for a hedge fund has dozens of people and computer systems backing them up to do it. Because they're dealing with billions of dollars. Okay, this is serious money, and they're very careful about how they do what they do. You might think they're reckless. You might think that they're Wild West, cowboys and all that. No, they're very focused. They're mega trained, and they have serious restrictions from their management as to what they can and cannot do. They must get a management approval on all kinds of trade strategies and what have you. For you guys, you're running your own garage band hedge fund out of your house, wherever you're running it. Did you convert your garage to make it a trading room? Did you convert your basement into your trading palace? You've got your exercise machine over here. You got your TV over there. You got your trading desk sitting up over here. And you got a couch over here to rely on and relax. And you got your recliner over there. I don't know. How did you do it? Are you working right now, watching me out of your in bed? You're sitting in bed right now, and you just kind of popped up the pillows on the headboard, and you just kind of watching me. If you already gotten up and gotten your coffee and brought it back to bed, and you're having your coffee and watching, however you're doing it, it's all good, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you're doing what you're doing. It doesn't matter whether you're in PJs or buck naked, or whether you're you've been already out jogging and taking out the dogs or whatever your life is. It's all good with me, and it doesn't matter to the market, because the market doesn't care. At the end of the day, this is a very wide open game where greed is the key word with everybody. People are looking to make a buck, and they're going to make it off of you if you're not paying attention, or you're going to make it off of somebody else. And I'm trying to get you to the point where you're making money off of somebody else. Many somebody else's, millions, tens of millions of somebody else's. Because the reality is that the majority of people out there playing the market don't know what they're doing. They don't want to learn. They're not going to learn. They're just going to wing it. And they're going to learn on the fly, they say. I'm just going to learn on the fly. I'll be all right. I'll make a better trade next time. Well, I lost money on that NVIDIA because I was on the wrong side of the market, but I'll be better next time. And every once in a while they get lucky, and they make a few bucks, and they really pump themselves up and go, I'm a god. I made money on this trade. But then they forget the fundamentals and the basics, and they do 5 more trades right after that big trade, and 3 of those are losers, and 2 of them are break-evens, and they just kind of plot along and get nowhere, because they still have to go to work. They still have to go to their office. They still have to drive their taxi. They still have to do their Uber. They still have to, I don't know whatever they're doing, whatever their jobs are, they're doing their jobs. They can't quit their jobs. They fantasize about quitting their jobs and being just a day trader in my own self-employed life. Very few are ever going to get that far. You guys, it is plain as day. You out now. Tell me this. Many of you have quit your day jobs. Many of you are no longer working full time. Many of you have told your employer in one way or another, "I'm not coming back. I'm going to stay at home, and as long as you pay me to be doing my work from here, we're good." But as soon as you decide that I have to come back to the office, that's when it's probably likely I'm not going to come back to the office anymore. That's my viewer. Those are my viewers. My viewers are men and women. My viewers are young, medium-aged, and elderly, and everything in between. And if you think elderly is 50 or 80 or 90, you decide whatever that number is. It's up to you to decide. Young is whatever number you think. Is 30 young? Is 20 young? Is 10 young? I don't think I have 10-year-old option writers, but I have parents who have kids who are learning how to write options. Mind blown. Anyway, welcome to the party, and welcome to the part of the market where you can make a ton of money, and it doesn't matter what you are and how you're doing it and where you're doing it. If you are traveling around the world and watching me from not home, you're watching me and you're not at your house, you're not in your apartment, you're on the road, you're traveling for a weekend getaway, a 1 week getaway, a 1 month getaway, an all-inclusive something, or we're traveling like for months at a time. We're gone for a year. I say hi to all of you out there, no matter where you are. And I say thank you for taking me with you on your journey. I say thank you for letting us know. If you do let us know, where are you watching me from? Are you at home? Where's home? Where are you now? Are any of you folks planning a trip this summer coming up? That is the first trip. It's the first trip you're going to take because of this channel. It's going to be a different trip that you've ever taken before. So I don't know how to quite say this properly, so forgive me. I would love to know that. Are you planning a trip coming up that is simply happening because of this channel, Writing Options? It has completely changed your life and has completely changed the trajectory of your travel schedule and the kind of holiday you're going to take going forward. I know we have regulars here who tell us, we're doing this, we've done that, we've gone here, we've done this because of the option writers. Thank you. Some of you have bought cars. Some of you are buying new trucks. Some of you have made major changes in your homes and having because of option premiums that have come your way. Love to know if any of you out there want to share with us the kind of future that is in your next 6 months to a year because of the fact that you have learned how to write options and have brought in money on this side gig that sure beats Amway all the hell. You don't have to go to any of these sales meetings, whatnot. Way to go. Thank you all for joining me today and tolerating the old man with his, rants and whatever. It's just me yapping away. I'm just so glad you're here. I love the fact that you're here. I love this gig I got going on here. Hector, I'm number 87. Aurora, I'm number 87. Key West, Florida, Bruce. I'm going to go to Paradiso, says Terry McBee. Giddy up, buddy. Clinton for president again. There you go. Yeah, America, you had your chance. You could have had Bill Clinton as your first lady. What a 4 years that would have been for Saturday Night Live. Oh my God, the Saturday Night Live skits for 4 years had Bill Clinton been the first lady of the United States would have been classic. But we still did get pretty good clips out of Saturday Night Live with Orange Boy as president. I gotta say there were some pretty funny things there. Anyway, what can I say? Giddy up. Belliard. Oh dear, I accidentally got myself flagged as a pattern day trader by my broker. Looks like I may have to take the plunge now and deposit all of the money from my cash account into my margin account. There you go. I think if it's 25 grand or more, you're okay or something like that. Otherwise, if it's cash account, you can trade all you want. As Blair, I can imagine that when I start traveling next year, that looks completely different with the extra time. You can, example, start your trip from point A, suddenly chill for 2 to 3 days at point B. A different life coming your way, buddy. JR, how about Trudeau for president, Uncle Bruce? That would do us a lot of good, right? Oh my God. Unbelievable. I got to say, though, that in Canada, we don't know who else do you vote for. You want the right wing pal, whatever his name is, pal, whatever. This guy is his party full of Looney Tunes. I mean, loons. And then there's the NDP. I can't see that happening. So they go to the middle. Canada drifts to the middle, and just let's just put him back in there and kind of. But we're with a minority government, though, not a majority, a minority government. That keeps things calm around here. I can't help you. I don't know. I just don't know. Oh my gosh. Dude, Billiard, no worries at all. First step on the path to wealth, and remember, take money from the gamblers, cross arms, and repeat. Robert Benson, the coming month, I'm visiting self-sufficient communities around Europa, expenses covered by option writing. So living life on the cheap. Right on. JR, well, we'll send Orange Boy up there. He'll do a great job for y'all. Oh, was he pissed off when he came to Canada the last time he was here? That was the G8 summit or something like that. And he came up and, he was swearing at Trudeau on the way out. And quotes were coming out of Air Force One about what he called him. It was nasty, nasty. Yeah, the boys and girls up here are not very fond of that guy. No kidding. Orange Boy, what a character. Splair, you boy, I see it coming. My Dagus and I'll have a hard time with coming back home. Luckily, in a train, you can take more cargo than you started through the limits. Cheers, Belliard says to Dude. There you go. Thank you all for popping in here. Thank you for the pre-market thumbs ups, guys. Love you, appreciate it, and welcome to the channel, the show, and everything else. Savage of Wall Street. Just look at these low gas prices, all-time high stock market, and how much disarray Republicans are. Damn, President Biden truly is not just great, but a master politician riding with Biden. Yeah, you had your $7 gas prices left over from Trump. Biden had to inherit that mess. Unbelievable. The oil patch has done beautifully under Biden. Beautifully. Really well. Can't argue that. Unemployment low. Gas prices falling. It's not perfect. No, never is. I don't care who your president ever was. It was never perfect, ever. Yeah, I kind of like how quiet it is. I really appreciate that. Anyway, there you go. Flynn Creek, another channel bows to the orange one. I gag and turn him off. Everyone has the choice to be here or not. There you go. Welcome, everybody. What else? Stocks have never been better. It's unbelievable. Stock markets have never been higher and better than they are now. That's pretty cool. Anyway, there you go. Welcome all to to the show and to the craziness and the wildness and the everything else. I'm all glad you're here. The Big T is here. Good day. Orange is the new bagel. Anyway, Carter saying, owner of a bank stock, NYCB. I owned it for 10 plus years. The FDIC allowed them to take in some troubled banks. Now they're in trouble. Are we going to have another round of banks going under? This hurts. Tom Kaufman loved the wars Biden got us in and out. Got you out of Afghanistan. It was painful, but he got out. The only guy could do it. But you notice there's no draft, huh? No draft, thankfully. Anyway, well, we'll see. If SoFi hits 45 a share, Noto gets 96,420,670 bonus before July 2026. Hey, Noto is motivated to get that stock over $45 a share. That's pretty cool. Let's see. What else going on? Alberto is saying, did I mention that I'm here so we can begin? I'll just let you know, Bruce. I'm in the house. I'm here. You can begin the show. Okay, well, let's talk about Orange Boy and nothing but Orange Boy. Oh, no. Ty, yeah, more banks will fail, according to the Fed. Yep, well, that's the way it is. Right calls. Carter Howland taking some cash. NYCB is teetering on the edge. March 11th, the bank rescue plan from the Treasury is ending unless the Treasury extends it. Alberto, I'm laughing my ass off. I love Uncle Bruce. Orange Boy rules. Oh, no, no, no. Lame duck. Don't forget, he also has 7.2 million shares, and at $45 a share, he's doing okay. Yeah, I think Mr. Noto is going to do just fine. He's motivated, absolutely. By the way, Rocket Lab is 429 this morning. It's up a couple of cents. Not much going on, but the lid is off the stock, and I think the bias is now to the upside. That's my take on it. Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you could join us. I hope we're not upsetting too many of you out there as we just get another day started here, trying to figure out where this market wants to go and how this market wants to go. It's a miracle. The markets are at all-time highs, considering Washington is complete disarray. But it is. It's amazing. Orange Boy has got to be upset because he wants the market to crash so that he could be the savior. Wall Street's going, you're not the savior, buddy. You're not our savior. Forget about it. There you go. Anyway, options for everybody, says Colton. Thank you, my friend. What else is going on here? Yeah, I don't think he'll be selling any shares, says Lame Duck. I think Noto won't be selling out any of his. No, I don't think so either. No, I don't think so. BP. Hey, Uncle Bruce. Hi. Given your experience with the markets, do you agree that there will be a market crash this year, as other commentators are indicating? What should we be looking out for? The only way you're going to get a crash is if unemployment just goes through the roof for whatever reason. The U.S. economy falters on all fronts. I don't see that. What else is going to cause a crash? Interest rates are going to double. The rest of the world goes into a massive recession and drags America with it. But I think America would be viewed as a sanctuary, and all the excess capital will just come here. So no, I don't see a crash. Yeah, I see markets, going up and down like they always fluctuate. They there's a pattern to markets. Sometimes it's a bull market that just runs for a while and gets kind of crazy, and then you get consolidation, as we like to call it. We'll get a correction, as we like to call it, but a crash has to be 35-40% in a week and a half. I don't see that, period. I just don't see it. Not with corporate America, sitting on a bunch of cash. Trillions of dollars of cash in corporate America's bank accounts, okay? So the need for every single American corporation to borrow money is just not there. Capital is available. You want to borrow money as a corporation, money's available. Look, Rocket Lab just borrowed $355 million. A $2 billion company just borrowed $355 million. If that's possible, anyone can borrow money. Of course, deadbeat companies with nothing, no prospect. Of course not. They can't borrow money, obviously. When Bed Bath & Beyond was going down, they couldn't borrow a dime from anybody. They were a basket case. Fair enough, but that's not the norm. That's not American. I remember the 70s, the 80s, but when interest rates hit 17, 18%, you had governments needing money for deficit financing. You had corporations needing money to modernize plants and rehire people or get things going, to compete against foreign corporations in their countries that were kicking ass. You had people trying to borrow money to buy a car or reconsolidate their debt and couldn't even do that. Those conditions were perfect for a market crash or a subdued return investment business. And for years, the Dow Jones couldn't reach 1,000 points. Just couldn't get to 1,000. Today, credit is available everywhere. Markets are all-time highs. Unemployment is all-time lows. In modern history, all-time lows. 9 million job openings. No, there's no crash coming. What else here? What else is going on? What's going on here? Oh, CKT. I'm the 104 thumbs up, Bruce. You're at 104 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. Yes, commentators are saying there's another crash around the corner every year available, and so are the end of the world predictors. The end of the world is coming around every year. 2000 was a big one. Oh, the year 2000 was for sure the end of the world. Oh, yeah. I mean, no matter what you were talking about, there were predictors of the end of the world. It didn't happen. I don't understand. Anyway, what can I say? Cow Tipper, he's looking at exercise bike with coats on it behind me. Yes, how many of you are in your favorite rec room? You've customized it to watch me, and you're hanging out. You've got your little, you got your. It used to be a man cave. It's now an investment cave. And there's the exercise bike. You swore you'd use that when you bought one of those because you didn't have to go to the gym anymore. And it's got winter coats on it, and it's got blankets on it. It's being used as a rack. Yes, I know. Touch grass. Jay Powell wouldn't have been cutting rates if there was going to be a crash. Blazer, Jeremy, is your theory about Rocket Lab from a couple of days ago still hold? Oh gosh, this thing's going to go. This thing's going to go. I read somewhere that retail is sitting on tons of cash in money markets at the ready to get in. Yeah, there's $8 trillion in that. Private funds control $26 trillion of capital that they leverage. Oh, yeah, the liquidity is unbelievable. There's no crash here. BP, I was thinking that Europe, Asia are all in recession. This must affect the U.S. market too. You make a good point. You make a very good point. Other commentators saying this will cause the domino effects. It's been called for years. But no, money from investors' money from overseas has come into America. And into Canada. We are the beacon of hope of the world. Unbelievable. When a publicly traded company releases their financials on the Toronto through the Canadian markets, Toronto Stock Exchange and others, and through America, the New York Exchange, NASDAQ, when publicly traded companies on the North American markets release financials, the rest of the world goes, yeah, those are real. When Chinese banks or Chinese companies, Chinese listed entities release their financials, the rest of the world goes, well, I'm not so sure if I believe these numbers. And when the Chinese government stops releasing the unemployment rate for a certain segment of the population of China, what do you think? And then a few months later, they release new unemployment numbers for a certain segment of people in China, which has no bearing on reality whatsoever. What do you think? Whose books are being cooked, and whose books do you believe in? Where does the money go? The money doesn't lie. The expression has been markets don't lie. The stock market doesn't lie. Look at the stock market in North America and look at the Shanghai market in China. They just fired their head regulator because stocks aren't doing so well in China. They've changed the rules in China against short selling. They've changed the rules in China where institutions aren't allowed to sell stock. You think they're cooking the books over there? Yeah, markets don't lie. Even with all those changes, the markets keep dropping over there. Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce, did I mention that Alberto has mentioned he was here, or so we could begin? Are you aware of that? Let me look into that. I got staff helping me with this sort of stuff. Golden, they were right 8 years later, laughing out loud. Matthew, Bruce, talk about ME already. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to tell you? The earnings came out last night. As predicted, they were lousy. The company is talking about the potential of their upside being licensing their DNA. Someday drugs being created from their DNA. Drugs are in testing now, 50 plus. But there are the naysayers who are saying it's a piece of garbage. They're going belly up. I don't think they are going belly up. What did they say? They have 270 million cash or something still in the bank. But they are talking about losing money next year if they don't make changes. I think changes are happening, have happened, but do I like the stock at 70 cents a share? No, I don't like the stock at 70 cents a share. Should it be $5 a share? No, it shouldn't be $5 a share. Should the company make changes? Yes, they should make changes. Do I know what? No. Why don't I know? Because I don't run ME. I'm not a genome guy or whatever those people are. So There's your comment, Matthew. Hope you're happy. Beachy, right. I'm here, baby. White Feather, I'll be locking myself in my survival bunker. See you all in 20 years, buddy. Savage of Wall Street, Uncle I sold 50 FUBU $3 covered calls last year. I took in almost $1.25 a share. I rolled to 4 and 5s for January 25. I took in more premium. Bad news yesterday and bought back for pennies. I'm going to sell covered calls later. Here we go again. Alberto, White Feather, room for 2 or 10. I got to bring all of my wives. Colton, I'm laughing my ass off here, buddy. JL, are Trump supporters hated here? No, I don't hate Trump supporters. I don't hate them at all. I love everybody. I just wish that America could, just get along. But that's not going to happen. I mean, let's be realistic. It's not going to happen. But it's unfortunate that, you're either this way or you're that way, and there's no compromise. And that's wrong. That's not America. That really isn't America at all. America is not, you're either this or you're that or you don't matter. That's not the American way. But it has gone off the rails. But I'm Canadian, okay? And we are wishy-washy to the core in Canada. We just try to, make it work with what we've got. And what we've got is a lot of good things and a lot of bad things, but we just try to make it work. We'd like to see the same everywhere else. What can I say? But no, Trump supporters are not hated here. No. White Feather, Alberta, of course, I made room for you and your harem. Of course. Amen. Thank you for that. He says, Stephen Muller, I'm the 110th thumbs up. We got 9 minutes to go, and then we open for trading. Dana Nelson, Joe Biden doesn't need a bill to close the border. I encourage everyone to read the bill before commenting on it. BP, but can you trust the books of the U.S. stocks? What with all the shenanigans going on, derivative short selling going on, and the SEC doing absolutely nothing about it, can you trust those figures? We have to buy into the reality that between the United States, Canada, Britain, Europe, and Asia, there is this market called the derivatives market. And in the derivatives market, there are no flags. There are no national flags. There are no regulators. There are nothing. It's just a greed-centered, money-making place where making money is what all that matters. And the stock market is exactly the same, except there are regulations on certain things. And many of us can argue that there are too many regulations. Some will say there aren't enough. In the derivatives, there are no overseers. And so it's good luck to all of you out there who are in that area. Option writing, there are rules. And in the option writing field, there are trillions of dollars available for the taking, which means that every viewer of this channel can get rich writing stock options. You do not have to get into the derivative market in the black market or anything like that because you don't have enough money. You don't matter. You will never have enough money to be too big for the local option market that's in the option market that exists now. It is growing at leaps and bounds as well. It'll soon be a $10 trillion business. Then it'll be a $20 trillion business. It is growing exponentially. Take your share of the action. The feds, there's no border crisis. It's a scam. There you go. Bobby, ME mulling the idea of splitting the company up. What does that mean? No, they're not splitting the company up. They're talking about splitting the stock. I don't think the splitting of the company, but then maybe you know something I don't know, and I'll grant you that. I can't tell you what they're going to do because I don't know. That's the reality. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. So we'll just watch and see what they do. I guess that's what I'll do. I'll be watching from the sidelines and I'll comment with my 2 bits worth of commentary, and which will make no difference to the price of the stock. That's all I can tell you. I would love to know the master plan. I'm not even sure if they know what the master plan is. I mean, do they know what the master plan is? I'm sure they're, looking at all kinds of changes and adjustments and who knows what. I just don't know. I don't have any other news for you on ME. I just don't. But I can tell you can make money in the options market. So let's go with that. BP, investors will run to whomever provides the best returns for them, either in the US, Europe, or Asia. And if they can hide their actions, even better for them. Lissy is here. A negative reaction to the 23andMe earnings yesterday. Can it get above $1? I really do not know. You know, do they have 5 pharmaceuticals lined up that they're going to make a deal with? Each pharmaceutical is going to give them $1 million a month for 5 years for access to their gene library, and that'll bring in 5 million a month, 60 million a year for 5 years in a row. Are they going to do that kind of a game? Are they going to do 20 pharmaceuticals like that? I kind of know. I mean, I'm just a layman trying to figure out how can they make money. These drugs have to become cleared. I don't know. Savage of Wall Street. I feel sorry for Trump supporters. Don't hate them. They are the ones that hate Democrats so much they're willing to destroy the country just because they hate insurrection. Joe, number 114, new Gold Bagel member. Joe, welcome to the gang. I'm glad you're here. This is good news. Premium the option. Happy Thursday. Time to fill our pockets. Boy, do you know. You know that. Two-party system is an outdated concept, says Robert. Sharon, I'm number 118. Good morning, Bruce. Good morning, Sharon. Savage, the Republican border crisis is all on them. They just can't lead. They had their chance. They had the offer on the table. Orange Boys said no, and it went. Says they are considering splitting therapeutic and consumer businesses. Vilbus, I hope whatever it is they do works for the stock. That's I wish nothing but the best for ME. I really do. I want the stock to go much higher and the business to succeed phenomenally. I'm not a hater. I'm a lover, but boy, I don't have an answer. Only time will tell, says Robert. Marcus, 119 thumbs up here. Good morning. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Not a lurker, 119. Let's go, family. Bobby, I think they have until March to make the call on that reverse split, Bruce. Vilbus, saying, please just make the stock go up. There we are. We're all on the same page. We all want ME stock to go up. We just don't know how it's going to happen. We just don't know. I don't know if they know. At ME, what are the board meetings like? I wish I knew. I don't know. They've not asked me to join the board. Okay, I can tell you that. I've not received an invite where I've declined or to accept it. I've not even received an invite. Dude, if European markets struggle, they will come to the U.S. markets. They can't go to China where the market is tanking there. No other option. All those sovereign wealth funds, they got to put their money somewhere. Not a lurker. Are we going to see Auntie Jen? I don't know. I'm not sure. She's doing great. Of course, she's walking around the house now with just her cane. She doesn't need her walker much anymore, so I'm really happy about that. As is she. She's down to one physiotherapy class a week now. Her therapist is going, you don't have to be here twice a week. I don't need to work on you twice a week. I'll work with you once a week, and we'll do your strength training now. We're going to work strength. This is what we want to hear. What can I say? Anyway, thank you all for joining. Hopefully Jen will pop by a little later. We're going to go, I think we may have done it. Hang on just a minute. Yeah, we're on member-only commentary. Thank you for those of you who are members of this channel. You are awesome. You're the best thing ever to happen to us, keeping us going on YouTube. Thank you very much. 122 thumbs ups are in the house now. Thank you very much. Congratulations to those of you who have been taking classes and signing up for those. Congratulations to those of you who just started writing options in the last few weeks. Very excited for the kind of potential you guys are already showing and displaying. Way to go, kids. Welcome to the party, pal. We have got opportunities here to make dollars. You don't have to worry about politics. You don't have to worry about interest rates. You don't have to worry about a lot of things. If you're an option writer, you can literally make a lot of money with options without even owning stock. And boy, is that take a load off people's minds, because if you can just do credit spread trading, you don't have to own the actual stock itself, which doesn't tie up most of your capital. For some of you, you've been worried that in order to write a call option, I got to buy all this stock in whatever company I'm going to buy. And then you're asking, well, what happens if the stock goes down? What happens if the stock goes up? What do I do? What do I do? Well, if you're a credit spread writer, you're working on the credit spreads, you don't have to own any stocks whatsoever. You can just make your money on the non-movement or movement of a company's shares. And you can be so far ahead or behind the market for protection. It's easy pickings out there. It really is. Anyway, what can I say? Thank you all. Good morning, bagel people from Zeta State. Juan, I am so glad to be here. Uncle Bruce, I am so glad to have you. Love you guys. Alberta, I'm here, son. Not a lurker. Is he? Is he lurking? I don't know what's going on. BP, we have two-party system in UK too, Conservative and Labour. The others are irrelevant, have no chance of getting elected, especially Liberal Democratic debate of Nick Clegg deputy leadership. Not a lurker anymore. Dad. Anyway, it doesn't matter who's in power. It doesn't matter who's going to be in power. It doesn't matter who's leading in the polls. It doesn't matter who's behind. It doesn't matter who gets arrested. It doesn't matter who gets charged with anything. It doesn't matter what the Supreme Court says. It doesn't freaking matter. If you are going to become an option writer and make your money from option writing, you don't have to pick sides. You don't. You don't have to make ultimate decisions on stocks to buy. You don't. You can play this market from many angles. Larry Titus, this matters. The bells have been rung and we're open. And that is important as all get up. Thank you, Larry, again, as always, for being part of this channel and hitting the bells. You are the official bell ringer of Stock Markets with Bruce. Glad you're here. Dow's up 58 to start the morning. We were flat all morning. I mean, really, we weren't doing much of anything. Savage, Alberto, Lurker, Beachy. I watched the rerun yesterday. Sorry, I didn't say what's up. I missed you guys. Hollered. I took a gig for a few days with the fruit, so very, very limited digital media time. I'm not sure what that means. I hope it's all is well. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Nice to have you here. We're up 34 on the Dow. We're down 3 on S&P. We're down 13 on NASDAQ. Oil is up $1.12. And what else is going on here? Rocket Lab is now 436, up 9 cents this morning. So Rocket Lab's getting a bit of a pop here. GameStop's up 4. SoFi's up 7. Uber's up $1.26. 71.91 on Uber. It's going to 90. It's going to go to 90. Yeah. Very interesting. And watch Uber and then watch Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab's going to go to $6. Uber is going to 90. Just watch. Yep, I'm feeling good. 435, says Blair. On Rocket Lab, sounds like a gig with Apple Fruit is only a replacement. Anyway, thank you all. What else is up here? What's happening? 434 on Rocket Lab. 25.89 on AI, up 6 cents now. Apple down 12. Enphase up $1.65 to 119.16. AMD up down 152. Adobe up 85 cents. Netflix up 30. Nvidia down 172 at $699. Tesla's up 8 cents. We've got Unity down 8 cents. Google is up 81. Moderna's down 97. It's a mixed market. Nothing on Cisco yet. Maybe you're up a penny here. Pfizer down 9. IBM up 22. HPQ up 9. Microsoft down 5 cents. We've got ME at 67.2, down 5 cents a share. The initial reaction is negative on ME this morning. Opening volume on ME, 521,000 shares. The low of the day is 65.4, and we're at 67. So we were actually a little lower on ME already. Amazon down 147. Home Depot is up $2. Vanik is up $1.20. Goldman is up 94. Boeing up 45 cents, defying all logic at 212. Meta down 258. That's Facebook. Target up 173. JP Morgan down 25 cents. Costco up 222. Walmart up 22 cents. Disney's up $9. 108. American Airlines down 8 cents. AMC up 7 cents. DraftKings up 16 now to 42.76. Royal Caribbean up 86 cents. So it's a mixed bag. We'll see what direction this thing gives us as the morning wears on. We're negative on S&P and NASDAQ, and we're positive on the Dow. So it's a mixed thing here. We've got a Rocket Lab now 431. So welcome all of you to the show, and I'm glad you're here. Here's a question here. Uncle Bruce, Disney already has ESPN and most channels, but they're talking about starting a sports streaming app. Your thoughts? I've squeezed lots of money off of them. Wondering if I should just sell, buy more SoFi. Well, again, Savage of Wall Street, Disney has a run today. Fair enough. Is it sustainable? I don't know. They are talking about cost cutting as a solution to their problems. That to me is bad news. You don't get bigger getting smaller. So on the big picture, long term, I'm still not a fan of Disney stock, but it's up today. I'll give you that. Savage, the thing with rumors is sometimes they hold some truth behind them. A Splair, laughing out loud. There you go. SoFi, 770 up 4. GameStop, 1405 down 2. Rocket Lab, 431 up 4 cents. Dow's only up 24 now. A little weaker. The S&P down 2, NASDAQ down 4. So we're not going anywhere. We don't seem to have any major direction at the moment. Remember, the markets are near or at all-time highs. What are the odds? 90% they're going to go down a little bit. 10% they could keep going higher. 80-20, 70-30. What are the odds? It's not 50-50. I don't think so. The bias is on a correction or on a bit of a pullback to digest big, long gains that have happened since November. But I've been saying this for over a month now, so you decide for yourselves. You don't have to actually worry about it by doing credit spreads out of the money. That's the safe way to do it. Zed, Disney Feb 16, 24, 100 call. My backing 621 or 721. Shall I roll it? I've said already you should. I've said already you should be looking at rolling. Absolutely. Get out there and take a look at April, May, June, July, January 25s. Can you roll into 110s for no cost? Can you roll into 110s and get a credit for January? Can you get $10 for a January 110 call and buy this one back and then do that one? That's where you want to go. Yeah, roll now, higher strike, dare the stock to keep going, because what happens in 3 days if it goes back to 102 from where it is now? Everything drops off. You might as well be in 110s and let it come back rather than be 100. That's just what I'm thinking. Anyway, my thoughts. Generally speaking, if you are not into Disney at all, then the way to play Disney, in my opinion, is to write credit spreads way ahead of this thing, or write put spreads way behind it, but not near it. That's my personal take on it. As far as others, spiders, you want to be into credit spreads on spiders, you've got to be looking at 530s to 550s at least. Qs, you got to be also in the 500s, 490 range, 480 range. $50 or more, 10%, 12% ahead of the market or behind the market. You got to be doing that. You can do cash secured puts on GameStop if you want. Do you want to write, $13 or $14 cash secured puts on GameStop, knock yourself out, or buy deep in the money calls, say 5s or 4s or 6s on GameStop and write on those? Sure. Rocket Lab, cash secured put city, baby, 429. It's not too late to write 4s and 5s. It's not too late. Limited time offer though. AI, 25.96 a share. You can either write cash secured puts because you think it's going higher, or you can write calls against stock or against deep in the money calls you own on AI, or you can do credit spreads either on puts or calls, but out of the way from the market, way down in time, like maybe 3 to 6 months out, but at least 15% out of the money either direction. You want to be careful there. But hey, do you want to do that or not? Your call. It's up to you. What else? Charlie, Uncle Bruce, thank you, by the way, for your email about my Spider and Adobe that expires next week. I was able to take a new position for June and close those other positions out. Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll, baby. Giddy up. This is good stuff. We got Adobe up $2.59. Enphase up $2. So we got NVIDIA is up 350. Tesla down 93. The Dow is up 32 here. Uber's up 209 now, 72.79. Uber's on fire. It's all-time highs. It's going to 90. Rocket Lab will go to 650. No question about it. Doesn't happen today, but it's going to 650. Giddy up on Rocket Lab. The money is in the house, baby. Things have changed at Rocket Lab financially. They're sitting on $500 million in cash. Yeah, they're sitting on $500 million. The market cap of Rocket Lab is $2 billion. A quarter of the value of the company is cash. They have an order book a mile long to launch rockets and satellites into space. This stock is $4.30 a share. It's a joke. This is a joke. It's going to $6.50. It's going to go there. But hey, you decide for yourself. Where do you think you can make the most money? T-bills? GICs at your local bank? Knock yourself out. Love that you're here. I really do. Thank you all. I'm glad just to see you. Am I motivating you? I hope so. Am I upsetting you? I hope not. Am I making you think hard, though? I hope so. Getting you to take stock of what are you doing with your dough. You got to get your money working for you. You got to treat your money like it's an 18-year-old kid, okay? It's an 18-year-old version of you. Because when you were 18 years old, you could party hard and you could work hard and you could sleep for 6, 8 hours, 12 hours and party hard again. 18-year-old money will work as hard as you used to work when you were 18 years old. You've got to make your money work harder than you work. That's the secret to making more of it and taking the pressure off of your paycheck and bringing this side gig up. This is what I want you to do. Alberta, by the way, loved the primetime show again last night. Very informative regarding spreads. You are the GOAT. Alberta, you're the best. Thanks, pal. Again, I don't pay these people to say these things. I appreciate these comments more than you can imagine. Jen, Jen will talk to someone and they'll say, "Oh, how's Bruce doing with his channel?" Because dear friends don't watch. They don't need to watch me 2 hours a day. They've had enough of me already. But anyway, Jen will talk to someone and they'll say, "How's Bruce doing with his viewers and his channel? And how is he doing with his members?" And she'll say, "They love him. They just love him." I'll kind of hear that and go, "Oh, they just love him." And I got to go, well, that's cool. Thank you all, and Alberto especially, and Beach Boy and everybody else. Charlie, Robert, I have 9 stocks. I, at the moment, write options on. Some I own, others I don't. But don't mind owning for the long run. And this is okay. Those of you who are younger and want to build income to kind of, quit the day job as soon as possible, you don't have enough capital to have 9 stocks and write options on 9 different stocks. You don't have that much money. So you look to me and say, "Bruce, how can I bring more income in faster?" Because I'm younger and I'm a little more aggressive, and I'm throwing $300, $500 a month into my account for my paycheck. Everything I got, I'm throwing into it, but I need to grow income out. Well, it might be through credit spreads. It might be through cash secured puts or credit spreads that you need to do this work so that you can be involved in stocks like Uber at 72.80 without owning it, or be involved in the triple Q index or the SPY, those ETFs that might mirror the S&P and the NASDAQ index, or Nvidia stock, or Facebook. You name them. Name these $100, $300, $500, $600 stocks. You can write options on these with credit spreads with as little as $1,000 of capital. I mean, you can really get to town. Some of you with 20 grand can write 15 credit spreads on Nvidia at a time. 15 credit spreads on Nvidia, bringing in $500 in credit on 1,000 or $1,700 on whatever. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of money you can bring in playing these. But you got to respect the stock, and you better respect its movement and volatility. Hence the classes. Take the classes and understand how this is working. Robert knows what he's doing. Welcome all. Giddy up. Splair wants to know if the primetime show is ever going to be on an hour earlier. It's on at 7 Eastern, which is early. And that's 4 o'clock here. So that's early. Anyway, thank you for joining me. And thanks for those of you who become Gold Bagel members and have joined the Primetime Live show. It's great. It's fabulous. A majority of the Gold Bagel members watch the show every Wednesday night. It's a stunning percentage. 3/4 of you, or whatever the numbers, it's a high number that watch the primetime show. The good news about it is you can watch it live or on rerun. Doesn't matter. So for those of you in Europe, you watch it first thing in the morning. it's pre the next day. You're already watching it. Those of you in North America, you might watch it when you wake up in the morning and catch it. And take it for what it's worth. Fabulous. We're up 6 points on the Dow, just 6 now. We're still negative on S&P and NASDAQ right now. Okay, that's what I'm seeing right here. Following this market, how are you doing out there, kids? Are you making money today? Thank you for joining us. The S&P is within striking distance of a new all-time high. They are saying, which means absolutely nothing. It's just a number. And it's just a reflection of how great the administration is doing and how much people love the President of the United States around the world. And there you go. Trumpers, too bad. What can I say? The big T. Are spreads already introduced in classes 3 and 4 or only later? I think we start talking about spreads in lesson 6 or 7, isn't it? It's in the title. The title of the lesson tells you right there. But it helps if you've taken the classes going into it to give you, more awareness. So by the time we do talk about spreads, you're going, oh yeah, that's what that means. I know what that means. Oh yeah, that's right. We covered that. Yes. Up, they go down, they do this, they depreciate, they appreciate. Yeah, got all that. That's the classes leading up to this class. Yeah, baby, bring on the added knowledge. Bring it on. It's like a layer of pancakes. You can't have the 6th pancake until the 5th one is up in place first. Don't forget the maple syrup, Don't forget that. Let's go, baby. I just want you guys to get richer. I want you to be smarter than the other option players. And that's what you have to do. You want to win. You better be smarter than all the other option players that are out there. You better be smarter. And these classes, 17 of which are available for your viewing pleasure, whenever you're ready, will help get you along the road, I think. Splayer says 8 and 9. You have to read minimum amount to need to deposit doing the spreads. There you go. See, there's all kinds of videos on spreads. We talk about different kinds of spreads as the classes keep going along. And that's why you want to take them one after the other. Invest in the classes. Give yourself the time to understand this knowledge so that for the marathon of the rest of your life, you are an informed, educated option writer for the rest of your life. Not this week, not next week, forever. Get into those classes and get them under your belt, one after the other. Rewatch them if you have to, and figure this out. Absorb this info. Hang out with us here, of course, but grow your knowledge so that you're a smarter option writer than everybody else. Because when you write a call, someone's buying it from you. And when you sell a call, someone's buying it from you. Whatever direction you're going, there's someone on the opposite end of your trade that doesn't think you're right. You have to understand more info and intelligence as to why you are right. And that way you are much more comfortable in your positions, and you'll wait out the win. Alrighty. The big T, thanks, Uncle Bruce and Splayer. Thank you. Let's go. Hector, I find many option premiums are maintaining their price despite the fact that the underlying stock is flat or dropping. The premium seems to show the expectation of a general market going higher. Also, Hector, keep in mind, look at bids. The bids and asks are important, but the bids are everything. What is someone willing to pay for an option? And don't forget, if you're trying to figure out how your option is doing, there are times where your option might be 15 minutes behind the market. It just hasn't traded in the last 15 minutes. Check out the options above and below your strike price to see how they're doing. That might be a hint that, they are moving, but your option hasn't yet moved. Don't get fooled by an option that isn't trading as often as others. Bobby Atkinson, lesson 8, spreads and poor man covered calls. Big T, I don't want to get caught with my pants down. Splayer, definitely read the description. I could be wrong. One was about spreads. The other one was how to quit your day job. Thank you all. Luca, number 134 here. Ciao all. Haven't been around much lately as we've had a couple of issues at home with the family. We'll be back soon, though. You guys keep making fat stocks and stacks of money. Luca, thank you for joining us. All the best to you and your family over there, and keep it going, buddy. We'll look forward to keeping up with you. We're up 10 on Dow, the Dow. Uber's up 180. Sofi up a dime, 776. GameStop up 1 cent. Rocket Lab up 2.5 to 129.9 now. It's almost up 3 cents. AI up 29 cents to 26.12. Apple down 34. Enphase up 285. AMD up 60 cents. Adobe up 37 cents. Netflix up 94 cents. Nvidia down 56 cents at $700.43. Tesla 187.63 up a nickel. Matterport is unchanged. Spire up a penny. SmartRent up 2.5. Owens Corning up 74. ATIP up a quarter. Unity down 4. Google up 51. Moderna down 272. Cisco's up 4 cents. Pfizer down 6. IBM up 72. HPQ up 2. Microsoft up 49 cents. It's small moves. A little here, a little up, a little down. ME down 8.5 cents at 64 cents a share right now on a volume of 1.7 million. So some folks are being shaken out of there today. Amazon down 22 cents. Home Depot up 145. Vanik up 83. Goldman up down a buck. Boeing up 50 cents. Meta down 289. Target up 169. JP Morgan down 92. Man, one is up, one is down, one is up, one is down. Costco up 530. Walmart up 84. Disney up 9 at 108 a share. American Airlines down 12 cents. AMC up 9. DraftKings up 32. Royal Caribbean down 40 cents at 119 a share. There you go. There it is. We're down 2.9 on the Dow. All right. Robert Benson, Bruce, I know you're not a Bitcoin fan, but I'm doing pretty good on those orange coins. Yeah, well, I have no comment. I will make no comment on that. I don't understand it, Dan. I'm not interested. Call me an old man, but I'm just not interested. All right, 133 gain on the Dow. That's it. That's all on the Dow right now. SoFi 777. Sevens are wild on SoFi. GameStop 14.11 up 4, and Rocket Lab 4.31 up 4 cents right now. Rocket Lab volume in the first 21 minutes, 516,000. Rocket Lab is kind of back to a normal trading range here, but the difference now on Rocket Lab is if we have a regular 4 or 5 million share day on Rocket Lab, that's like having in the past an $8 million day. Why am I saying that? There are so many fewer Rocket Lab shares trading around, available to trade now. Rocket Lab shares have been scooped up, have been vacuumed out at 390, 395, 405, 410. 100 plus million shares are gone. They've been bought up and are parked and are not available for 4 years. The free float of Rocket Lab has actually been reduced by probably a third so far. And the market in general doesn't know that. So any news from Rocket Lab that catches anyone's attention to the street wants to buy a little more than they want to sell, that is a 135% power upward power move. There's just so much less stock available on Rocket Lab that's free trading down here, and that's why it can move up 4, 5, 6 cents with a couple 100,000 traded instead of millions. For Rocket Lab to reach 5 a share, 550 will not take much. It'll take a few days or weeks to get there, but it's going to get there, and it's going to go higher. Uber, there are 250 million fewer Uber shares in the street now. That deal they made on their cap call transaction financing has taken 200 plus million Uber off the market. That's why the stock is at 72.61. There's nothing to stop it from going higher. The loosey-goosey stock was all picked up in the 40s, 40 to 47 bucks a share. It's all gone. It's gone. It won't come back for years. And it's in the hands of institutions when it does come back, which means it won't be trading. This is the thing that the market has figured out with Uber. It's certainly a knowledge within the street. With Rocket Lab, most people don't know who they are. So we're the early adopters. We're the first in, along with the institutional folks, for 355 million. Anyway, there you go. Splayer, Luke, stay strong and a lot of success for your trades. Robert, I know a few people how happy I told them about Sofi when it was down around $5 or $6. I know how happy they are. No faith required. I'm sharing your Rocket Lab video on Facebook. Don't have enough friends to move the volume to 1 million. Well, I thank you. I know some of you have shared that video, and I appreciate it very much. I really do. It's made its way to Reddit. Apparently, it's on Facebook. It's gone elsewhere, and I do appreciate it. Any of you who have shared that video to anyone out there, to all your friends, great. I appreciate it. But to each his own. Someone receives a link to a video that's 35 minutes long. Are they going to watch it? They're only going to see this guy talk for 35 minutes. I mean, that's a pretty long stretch. But I got to admit, the video about Rocket Lab has been my #1 video in the last 90 days for volume, interaction, subscriber growth. It has been a huge win for the channel. It's really helped. And I've had comments come back to me saying, I think you're right. I think you're onto something here. I don't think the market gets it. This really is a win. Now, the stock has gone from $3.95 to $4.28, $4.30. Yeah, it's up so far, but this is a nothing burger. It's got a long way to go yet. Robert, 64 thumbs ups, and you've got 200 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for helping out. Robert, let's go, baby. Thumbs for Uncle Bruce. Thank you all for coming through for me on the thumbs up count. Appreciate you for this. We're looking for 200. We did 230 yesterday, I think it was. 138 have come in already here. Thank you all for hitting the thumbs up button for us. If you're able to nail it, please do, and we appreciate you for that, all right? Congratulations, option writers, newbies, and old-timers, and everybody else. And thank you, those of you who have become members of this channel in the last few weeks. I was looking at my stats again. I cannot believe it. There are 2 bar graphs that kind of go along like this, telling me how many members I have. One is the Chillin' with Uncle Bruce members, and then the other one is the Gold Bagel members. And a month or so ago, or month and a half, a number of weeks ago, the 2 lines converged, and the one passed the other. And the amazing thing to me is that the Chillin' with Uncle Bruce member line is now flatlining. It's just staying at the same number. And the gold level number is rising and continues to rise. So the 2 are spreading as more people become Gold Bagel members of this channel than Chillin', and yet the Chillin' members aren't declining. So the total number of members of this channel has grown significantly in the last 2 months. And many of you are here, and I thank you very much for that. It's keeping us on the air. That's how YouTube supports this channel, because YouTube gets 30% of the premiums that you're paying to be a member. I get 70%, and that keeps me on the air. So thank you guys, the class takers and members. You guys are awesome. Zed, I think I was 123 today. BP, so 11 days after Sofi reports its earnings, it was 916 on Monday, the day of, to 776 now. Either the earnings are not being believed or deliberately shorted to be kept down, the stock. Wonder why and for how long. There you go. Could also be that a lot of speculators came into the stock, people that don't necessarily follow us, but follow many other YouTubers who talk SoFi all the time. They followed their advisements, and they were being told on those channels that the stock is going to go to the moon the minute they release their finances. I've always said, I sure hope so. It would be nice to have that happen, and I think I can justify why the share should be higher based on results. But there were obviously many, many people who bought SoFi on margin credit, who got over exuberant into the stock, and they found that it went up, but they got greedy. It didn't go to 12. They thought it would. They didn't get out, and the second wave of buying didn't come in for them. And then they had to get out because they were sold out by their brokers. And maybe we're just digesting the last of the indigestion from those folks getting wiped out. We are at 784, up 18 right now. But the volume today, 4.6 million. This, to me, though, is a good sign. 4.6 million traded on SoFi. when we were trading 20 million a week ago at this time, and we're up 18 cents on just 4 million. That is a good sign. Maybe we're through the sell-off, and now we consolidate into this, 850, 950 range. We kind of find a new home. Wouldn't that be nice? We'll start there and go from there. Hector, Uncle Bruce, I always keep an eye on Caterpillar stock as a bellwether. It's an indicator of the strength of the American economy. That stock is doing well. It's also a bellwether for international markets as well. Their products are sold worldwide. But you make a good point, Hector. Bobby, you've crossed your running average bullish on Uncle Bruce, writing put spreads on Uncle Bruce. Splair, Bobby, way to go. Thank you all. We're up 10 points on the Dow. That's it. Uber up $2.08. We were down $2 yesterday morning before the market opened on those earnings. Now we're up on today. We were at $67 the other day. We're at $72.70 now on Uber. That's almost a $5 turnaround. Qs are up 34. Spiders are down 7. SoFi at 7.82. GameStop up 21 cents now, 14.28. And Rocket Lab 4.30 a share, up 3. AI up 65 cents at 26.48. We've kind of left the 24 range behind. Now we're leaving the $25 range behind. AI is now 26.48. Apple down 61 cents. Enphase up 169. AMD up 83. And Adobe up 4.46. So we got some movement here, a little up movement. NVIDIA 701.88 up 89. Tesla's up 38 cents. A little more up movement there. Unity up 36 cents now. Google unchanged now. Moderna down 160, make it 150. Coming on, we're up a dime on Cisco. What are we doing elsewhere? We're up on Home Depot, almost $2. Vatic almost up $2. Boeing up 44. Target up 134. Costco up 370. Walmart up 71. Disney up 980. AMC up 12 cents. DraftKings up 42 cents. Royal Caribbean up 14. So we got some winners here. There's some losers, but definitely some winners coming around at the moment. And we're up 20 cents on your SoFi, 7.86. Could we hit $8 today on SoFi? Maybe. We might just make $8 on SoFi. All righty, kids. Splair, Caterpillar, Germany too. We watch Caterpillar here too. Splair, instead, AMC is something I never heard about before. GameStop, there you go. Let's go. TJ, I read an article that said SoFi shorters kicked into high gear after the earnings to force it back down. Also, their major competitor, JP Morgan, downgraded them. We saw the downgrades immediately upon release, and even before. We saw downgrades before the release to try to not let it make it run. Don't know why. I don't know who, but whatever the reaction, it is what it is. And now we're inching a little higher at 7.85, 86 a share. Maybe $8 is in our immediate future here, and then we'll go from there. Thank you, SoFi. I'll tell you right now, though, if I find out that SoFi is doing a senior note offering, a convertible note offering with a capped call transaction deal locked in, there's a video coming out immediately. Alerts will come out at you guys as hard as I can get them to you, because that would be a huge development on the upside for SoFi. That would take 200 to 250 million shares of stock off the market, create a short wave like you cannot believe. GameStop, if they were to do a capped call transaction financing, that would be bigger on SoFi than when Ryan Cohen bought in the first time. It would be a bigger short squeeze than SoFi has already had. This is how huge these are. This is why this Rocket Lab deal is so under the radar. I can't believe how little it's being talked about. It is a massive change in Rocket Lab. Huge. The street doesn't see it. But Uber, they're noticing it. We're up $30 a share already since November. And I'm telling you, it's because of that cap call transaction that Uber made for their $1.7 billion financing. And so what I'm telling you, stock's at its all-time high. Markets don't lie. That's the bottom line. What can I say? Sometimes the markets don't know. That's true. But ultimately, they don't lie. They don't lie. Okay. What can I say? Hector, Uncle Bruce, last night you suggested I pay less attention to Jay Powell and focus on your various lessons. I have to agree. There you go. No faith required. Myra up big today. All right. Yeah, look, you gotta look after yourself. Forget about interest rates. Forget about inflation. Forget about unemployment. Forget about Biden. Forget about Trump boy. Forget about that. Option writing. Uber. You want to make money on Uber right now? Write call credit spreads or write put credit spreads. Follow the pixie dust. Go in the pixie dust. Stay behind Uber, and work on $60. 60 to what I would be looking at. I'd be looking at $65 to $70 puts. No, I'd be looking at 60 to 65s or 55 60s, something like that on the put side. So write $60 puts and buy 55s. I'd be looking at that. I would write 60s and buy 50s for an even bigger credit. I'd be looking at that. I'd go forward months to get the biggest premium I could possibly get, the biggest credit I could possibly get, and enjoy the first month of massive shrinkage. Stock goes higher, you get richer immediately. That's what I'd be looking at. On Nvidia, 700 a share. I'd be looking at credit there. Jen is coming in the room. You were asking about Jen. Here she comes. Watch out.
Am I ready?
Yep. Come on in, babe. How you doing?
Would you like the waving cane?
What's that? Oh, I didn't notice. I just heard the door open and I saw it behind my head. I went, oh, the door's opening.
The door.
She's in the room. Get off the phone. She's in the room. She's in the call is coming from within the house. Jen, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
We've been doing a lot of laughing around here lately because things have been going pretty good with that hip of hers.
4 1/4 at Rocket Lab. Very nice.
Yeah, for Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab is now $4.30 a share.
Yes,
yeah.
This morning was another one of those steps in recovery that you remember.
Yeah.
Because I know they want to know this.
They want to know this.
I got out of bed and I went to the bathroom and went back to bed without using a cane. Yeah.
On purpose, or you forgot?
Well, I was already at the end of the bed when
And then
I thought,
I haven't got my cane.
and the cane's at the head of the bed. So I thought I'm already there.
I'm already at the end of the bed.
And I got a dresser, and if I'm going to fall, I can fall on the bed. And yeah, it was good. It was
Look
fine.
at that.
Yeah.
Your subconscious is already saying, I don't even need the cane.
Don't even need it. Oh, but you know, the cane has so many more benefits to it. I can wet willy you with a cane.
She's back. She's back. Yes, Mandu number 5. Let's go, Mandu. Good morning, Auntie Jen, and I'm happy to hear you here.
Good morning, Mandu.
The dude is saying hi. Flint Creek is saying hello.
Soap lady.
David Petty from the UK. Hi, Auntie Jen. I hope you're on the mend. Alberta, how you doing?
How you doing, Alberto?
How you doing? Splair, good morning, Auntie Jen, and that's fancy. Surprisingly a success. Flint, something inappropriate coming. Something inappropriate is coming.
Soap lady, how can you think that?
How can you say such a thing? Beach Boy. Oh my God, she's back! Oh my God, she's back!
Beach Boy. How you doing, Beach Boy?
Steven, good morning. Jen, glad you are up and about.
Steven.
Flint Creek, love you, Auntie Jen. Are you ready for a marathon?
Yeah, the marathon that goes from the bedroom to the kitchen.
Oh yeah, good morning, Auntie Jen. Glad you're doing well, says Parker Ivy.
Woohoo!
Giddy up, kids. Yeah, we are just we're over the moon here. The comparison to last year's operation, no comparison.
It's like it's a completely different operation.
Wholly different ball game. Yeah.
Apparently, having a leg that is where it's supposed to be makes a large difference. My other leg, I had a congenital hip dysplasia, so it just kind of moved around, which meant the muscles were odd, everything was odd. And
right.
I thought last year went so well.
Yeah, well, how couldn't it? Because Jen
I was
now,
so thrilled last year.
Jen's hip last year was so bad
Yeah.
that when it was replaced, how
It was
could it not?
amazing. Yeah,
How could it
it was
not do
great.
better? I mean, couldn't
Yeah.
get worse. And so it immediately started improving, and we began to see major improvements, but in micro steps. This year, it's on fast forward.
Yeah.
It's the same improvements, but it's on fast forward.
I'm doing therapy now that's 2 weeks ahead of what I was doing last year, 3 weeks ahead.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's it's amazing. It's great. Go kiss a physical therapist.
See? And that means
Give them a
if
hug.
Jen is doing this well, as we see, that means the possibility of a meet and greet in California
Absolutely.
is
That's
going
right.
to be a happening
We're
thing.
still here for a while.
So we're going to be able to do a meet and greet with you guys because Jen will likely be able to walk in there with it. It'll be great.
I'm not counting on skipping.
No.
Or two-stepping.
No.
Well, maybe if he's a nice big guy, I could two-step.
What about what do they call the skipping ropes?
Double Dutch.
Double Dutch. Could you do double Dutch?
Yeah, no. It would have to be triple Dutch. Leg, cane. Leg, cane.
That's right. So yeah, the meet and greet is going to be a possibility for sure, and then
That
of
would
course
be great. We love meet and greets.
Yep, and then of course the rest of the year we're going to find out what are we doing for travel this year. Is there going to be travel? If so, where, when, and how, depending on how someone is doing.
Meet and greets are when you find out who likes Jameson whiskey and who doesn't. See,
these are
important things.
These are questions
to know.
Auntie Jen has. What kind of booze do you guys like? She needs to know that. Oh my God.
What are the markets doing to you today? 431.
Yeah, 431 on Rocket Lab.
And
SoFi up 22 cents now to 788.
Nice.
GameStop up 22. Uber 72.89 up 224. It was 67 yesterday morning when the earnings came out. It's up $5.
Yeah, but now more and more people know about it, and they know it's going to 90.
They know. Well, they have to know. You're welcome, Uber shareholders.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I think it's just a magical thing.
It's a magical thing.
How to raise bond money by selling shares that don't dilute the company.
It's a great system, isn't it? Oh, Wall Street's magic. Robert Benson, dude says to Robert, I've done very well with calendar spreads in Mara, placing him on a pullback to BTC to buy
in BTC.
Pullback in BTC. I'm up very nicely today. I'm also in MSTR, Riot, Mara, some of the ETFs too. I'm with you. There you go. Okay. Flint Creek. She brought up SoFi. She mentioned SoFi. Splair, from my perspective, it looked like a wand from Hogwarts, almost touching Uncle Bruce. Flint Creek, I drank whiskey with you. That's how I know.
That's right.
She did.
That's right.
JR, hey, Auntie Jen. A cow tipper, sell gold
JR.
bagel puts. Beach Boy, Jameson, and lemon pie. We've been there, done that.
I'm pretty good with Jameson and just about
anything. Flint Creek, yum. Parker Ivy, I'm a Maker's
he's a Maker's Mark
fan myself. Yeah. Okay.
I like good old Irish Jamesons.
See, dude, Jameson and water is a go to drink. I should say go too slow done these days, laughing out loud. Split. I will probably in May or June, 2 days in Belgium at the capital from Europe. Probably one call will pay already the complete trip. At least I don't expect to waste more than $200. Well done, sir.
That's right,
Splair's come a long way in the last 2 years. Parker, I think I'm partial to it because it's what my wife and I had at our wedding.
Oh, see? So, yeah.
Juan, Auntie Jen.
I had at an outdoor party. Is that the same?
Juan, Auntie Jen, she really brought up SoFi. So glad she is back.
That's right, SoFi.
CC Jameson, Rusty Nail. Thank you very much.
Oh, Jameson, a Rusty Nail.
Rusty Nail with a Jameson. Ooh, Jameson, Rusty Nail. Giddy up, kids. Will SoFi reach $8 today? We're at 788, up 22. Looking good. 1434. 1434, up 27 on GameStop. Giddy up. And Rocket Lab is around 429, 430 a share, ready for takeoff anytime you are.
Well, I'm going to go have coffee.
Yeah.
I stood here long enough. I have to do my stand-up exercises.
Yes. Jen has finished her stand-up exercises.
No. I finished my lay-down exercises. Now I have to do my stand-up
exercises.
I
see. That's what you have to do next. Yes. Well, you're dedicated.
And my reward is car. Well, you have to.
Got it.
You don't buy a new car to park it in the garage.
Buy a new car to drive it, baby. Drive
right.
that new hip. That's it.
Right.
That's it, pals. Beautiful.
So keep pounding that into you. We only do half the work. We put it in.
Yeah.
You have to make it work.
That's right. At the hospital.
Absolutely true.
Yeah, we put the hip in there. Now you drive that hip. Run
That's
it.
right.
Let's go. Yeah.
Run that Ferrari.
All right, Jen. We're gonna we'll close
Goodbye,
this.
everybody. Nice to talk to you.
Okay, folks. Thank you, Auntie Jen. Have a good one. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Keep it going. All right. How about that? Yeah, baby. I don't think last year Jen made an appearance until at least a month after the operation. I think it was at least a month. Because Jen Jr. was here last year for 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks. This year, Jen Jr. was here for 2 weeks. Jen Jr. would have stayed longer had Jen needed it. No, Jen Jr.'s good. She doesn't need me here. Between the two of you, she's on her way, and sure enough, yep, this is good stuff. We're coming around. Dude is saying lately Santori is a nice sipping whiskey for me and my partner. We don't drink much though. Vilbus, I'm partial to Bulliet currently. Dude, I have good news. I'll be gone for 3 weeks starting Feb 23. You all get a break from me until March 18. How about that? Dude, I don't know where you're going, what you're doing, whatever it is. I hope it works. Thank you all for being here again today. We're down 18 on the Dow now, a little negatory. We're ahead on NASDAQ, 22 points, but we're down 1.7 on S&P. Oil up $1.50 a barrel to $75.38 in Texas this morning. All right. We've got Uber holding $72.44 a share. We've got Sofi at $7.87, $7.88. GameStop now $14.36, up 29, and we're at $430.31 on your Rocket Lab. Volume on Rocket Lab in 46 minutes, 809,000. So more buying seems to be trickling in, obviously. GameStop, 1440 here. The high of the day right now on 500,000 is just nothing trading, but it is going up. SoFi volume, 8.6 million now, 786. High of the day, 791 on your SoFi. We are going to break $8. It looks like it wants to go back to 8. And it's slowly inching its way there. Is it going to do it today or do it tomorrow? By the end of the week, 810 to 850. Would that be nice? We'll take it. Let's get going. Build a base and let's go. All right, everybody. Fun. Splair, are you going to a destination or what's up here? Mark, thank you, Uncle Bruce, for all the covered call knowledge. I bought 10 Tesla June 18, 2026, 185 calls, and I sold 10 Tesla December 19, 2025 at 50.07. That's 50 grand. Okay, so I bought 10 Tesla 185s and I sold 10 Tesla somethings. I don't know which ones he sold, but I just want you to make nothing but money. I don't know which ones those are, but way to go. Okay, dude. China and Tokyo for a wedding and big family trip. Rock and roll. You might have internet over there, so we might hear from you. Whatever. Good stuff, though. Mike, should I panic? Relatively new here. I have 16 AI March 15th, $30 calls. Roll or fold my arms. What should I do? There you go. AI right now is 27.10, and you've got March contracts. You have nothing to worry about here. Relax, enjoy the show. Whatever you're writing those on, are you writing them on stock or you're writing them on deep in the money calls? The good news is the stock's up 130 right now. So whatever you're writing them against has gone up today. I'll bet you that your $30 calls, they have risen in value today, but not as much as the underlying entity that you're writing against. So you are richer. Until they reach 29.30, I wouldn't even worry about it. So enjoy the ride. Mike sold. Mike says I sold whatever I sold. And again, I can't see Mike's. I don't know what Mike's comment is about there. I sold. So should I panic relatively here? I have 1630s sold. Again, Mike, you got to help me here. What exactly did you do with what you got? I'm guessing you wrote calls. I'm guessing you did. You sold them. You wrote them. I'm guessing. What did you get for them? What are they trading at now? If you want to share, by all means. Thank you, Uncle Bruce, says Mike. I'll probably help Uncle Mike already. All right. Yeah, dude says it's going to be nice to get away for a while. Right on. Bobby, with Auntie Jen's new hips, I see salsa dancing in your future. There you go. Rock and roll, kids. Yes, I see an existence for Auntie Jen that is going to be very much pain-free. That's the big one right there. And that is just priceless. I mean, just priceless. Mobility improving, which allows both of us to, go for walks together, like something simple as that. Even if we go to our local shopping mall and walk the mall, head to Costco, walk the store, a big improvement in the quality of life, which means activity, which means weight loss. I mean, you don't have to do a 10-mile run every day to lose an ounce of weight. Just walk around a little bit more than you usually do, and you'll start trimming out here and there, even at the age of 68. That is great. Improving our muscle tone, our endurance, our strength. Huge for us. Yeah, we're very much looking forward to this. Worth every penny. Health, baby, it's important. $7.87 on Sofi, $4.30 on Rocket Lab, $14.40 on GameStop. 32-cent gain on GameStop here. Okay. There you have it, everyone. Thank you all for being with me today. We've been on the air an hour and 50 minutes already. We're down 7.5 on the Dow. It's a nothing burger day. We're down half a point on S&P, if that, or whatever it is. We're up 28 on NASDAQ. Not much going on. Giddy up, kids. Giddy up. Don't forget, if you have a private jet and you want to go to the Super Bowl, there's nowhere for your jet to be parked in Vegas. You can't leave it there. You have to send it off to another airport for parking. Maybe fly it to Flagstaff, or you fly it to, I don't know, somewhere else in Nevada, Reno. I don't know. Wherever you send private jets out of Vegas, I have no idea. I'm not in the private jet ownership business, so I don't know where the nearest airport is that has room to park the private jet. But for those of you who are getting into that level of revenues because of option writing, it's stuff for you to start thinking about. It's a whole new life. And so there you go. Giddy up, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Thanks for these thumbs ups. If you've been hitting that thumbs up button for me today, I appreciate it. We're now sitting on 150 thumbs ups. 150 thumbs ups, everyone. Thank you very much for this. It is appreciated. We're only 50 away from 200. If any of you out there have an ability to hit that thumbs up button, do it now. Don't let Strickland catch you walking the hallways where you haven't given me a thumbs up. He's going to give you a pink slip like so fast. That man never had hair. Don't let Strickland catch you. You've got to prove to him you hit the thumbs up button. Absolutely. Richard Carlin, you might have yourself a good idea there. It just might be time to honor the Knights of Knee, because around here we do respect the power of the Knights of Knee. And so we're going to put the Knights of Knee out there. We're going to put the knee emojis out there. Mike, relax. 20 days to earnings. I think there'll be plenty of opportunity, lots of time value still in the contract. I think I'm there too. I'm waiting. TJ, Splair, Stephen Butler, Mandu number 5, Untamed Viking, Melvin Mayo. Neat emojis are flooding the chat room here. Cut in. Neat. Here come the knee emojis, because we know who to honor and who to bow to. It is time. Dude, neat, Splair, neat. That's right, baby. Actor says Auntie Jen said she was off. Was off to practice her standing up exercises. I have to do the same after Jameson's whiskey. Deep value options. Colton, Larry Titus, Juan, And Dean, neat. If you're a member of this channel, you're going to hit those knee emojis right here, right now. Dean, Beach Boy, here they come. Neat. No let up on the knee emojis. The big E is in the house. Neat. Dude, Linda, neat. Hector, neat. Parker Ivy, neat. There's no stopping the knee emoji attack. It's happening. It's coming in from all over the world. The YouTube computers in San Francisco are going, what is going on with that channel over there? What are they doing? Knee emoji attack? What? No other channel does this. What do they know that we don't know? And why are those people always happy over there? What's with those members, those followers of that crazy Canadian guy who has no hair, a face made for radio? What is going on? And why are all these heart emojis always flying around and these happy faces and these party things going on? What are they doing over there that makes everyone so dang all happy all the time? When you make money, you can't help yourself. It's just the way it is. Thank you all so much for being part of the show, the channel, the following, the experience. Flint Creek, neat. Drink some Jamesons and hit the thumbs up button. Make money writing options. What a great gig. Don't you love this job that you get to stay at home, and if you feel like a little bit of Jameson's, you enjoy some? Don't you love that? Isn't that kind of a neat little gig? You can't do that at your cubicle at work all that easily, can you? You can sure do it here. Enjoying the coffee and the company and the stories and the shenanigans. Thank you all for your following and your loyalty to this channel. I love you guys. Thank you all. 31 points lower on the Dow, 3 on the S&P, NASDAQ up 14 or so. Giddy up, kids. Are we going to get any kind of a pullback in these markets to sort of consolidate these high levels? Yes, we will. I just don't know what day and what minute, and I don't know how long it'll last, but yes, we will. Does that mean stocks, every stock goes down? No, it doesn't. It means overpriced, overhyped, overbought will pull back a bit. Yes, that's usually what that means. We know who those are. There are like 6 or 7 I can rattle off the top of my head. Then there are others, but it doesn't matter if you're an option writer. It doesn't matter. You'll do just fine, everyone. Enjoy the party, everybody. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the money. Take the money off of those silly gamblers who think markets just go up. I mean, there's still people. There's people who actually believe it. There's actually people who make money on options and roll everything into more options, thinking the stock just keeps going up. The market will just keep going up. I'll just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. I know when I have to sell. Oh, I know. Leave it with me. I'll know when to get out. They don't know when to get out. They have no idea. You know when to get out. You created the trade in the first place. The first trade you make when you write options, you're a seller. That's the hardest trade to make. Selling. It's the hardest trade to make. And that's the hard part. Once you get that done, it's easy to buy back. It's easy to buy. BP. So if Sofi is being sold short all the time, and JP Morgan are downgrading, what is it going to get to rise above $10? Well, what about this? If the stock is being shorted all the time, how low will the stock have to get to until the shorters are happy to just close out their positions now? They shorted GameStop in the year 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, from the 50 level to the 40 level to the 30 level to the 20 level to the teens to the 10s to the 5, down to $2.10 a share. Sofi, GameStop had 75 million shares shorted, all the way down to $2.10 a share from 50 something a share 3-4 years earlier. And they never bought it back. Then Ryan Cohen starts buying up the stock, and Reddit people start talking about the stock. Roaring Kitty starts talking about the stock, and the market starts to move to 4, 5, 6. No one gets excited. No one, and the shorters are still there. They're not getting out. They're not panicking. They're not panicking to buy back. Came back from $2.10 to $6, $8. They didn't panic. Went to 12, 14, 16. They didn't really panic, but they were wondering what the hell's going on. They shorted more. And the derivatives market went ballistically crazy on the short side. And then we saw the $20 to $40 pop almost in one day. And now national press covered it all, and GameStop took off. What can I say? SoFi? When does SoFi reach a level where the shorters are going, okay, our work is done here. We've shorted 120 million shares of SoFi stock, and it's now $7.85 a share. How low does it have to go when the shorters go, there it is. There's the number we were waiting for, whatever that number is. What is in their minds about the ultimate win for them? Let me ask you this question. How much can they ultimately make? You're short 130 million SoFi or whatever, 120 million, 150 million, it doesn't matter. You're short a ton of SoFi. How much money can you make on your short sale? It can only go down $7.85 a share. But why would it go down to $7.85 a share? It's the country's 65th largest bank, making money now, hand over fist, members growing at a 40% clip. Why would it go to zero with that kind of growth? So could it go to $5 again like it once did? And if it did, that's a $2.85 win, isn't it? That's only $2.85 of winning. So you're telling me you're going to carry 120 million shares short because it might go down $2.85 a share. Okay, let's do the math together, okay? Let's say it dropped $3 to help me out. It dropped $3 and you're short 120 million shares. You're making $360 million in profit on a short squeeze or a short drop to 5. How do you think you're going to be able to get all 120 million shares back in your hands without moving the market a dime to lock in your money? How are you going to do that? I have no idea how that's going to happen. I don't get it. There's no upside for this deal. There's just no upside for these shorters to win on this trade on SoFi. They have everything to lose and nothing to win because the stock could go up $10 a share to $17.85. It sure could. That would guarantee the losses of $1.2 billion versus a possible gain of $360 million. It's a $1.2 billion loss. And if it goes to $27 a share, and that can happen, then they've lost $2.4 billion versus a possible gain of 300, an 8-to-1 ratio against them. I don't know what's in it for them. If the stock were 95 a share and you think it's going to go to 40 a share, knock yourself out for a $50 drop on stock. This isn't a $50 stock. It's $7.85. Why is there such a big short position still at $7.85? It's just like GameStop. It's exactly the same reasoning. They think it's going to go to zero because this company is they're not going to make it? Really? Good luck with that. If GameStop survived the pandemic with retail locations, what are the odds of SoFi surviving with no retail locations and no COVID? I think SoFi is in a whole lot bigger, better place. But, I'm just one guy in front of a computer talking to people who are converts. So what can I say? Anyway, there you go. I don't know. Welcome, everybody. It's great to see you. And it's great to have you here today. And it's been wonderful to spend time with you as usually it is. Thank you for saying hi to Auntie Jen. I know it's Auntie Jen's pleasure to say hi to all of you. She is so happy to be able to do this. And to be able to walk in here with just a cane, man, she is stoked up. It's been 3 weeks and 2 days that she had the operation. And she's walking in here with a cane already. This is huge. 157 thumbs ups. Thank you guys so much for the thumbs ups. It's appreciated. And let's see what it is. BP, to me, what's in it for them is to remove a major competitor and keep the financial system as it is currently. Not going to happen. Not going to work. You can badmouth the stock all you want. This company is not going away. They're just getting richer, bigger, larger, and they're attracting millions of followers, almost 8 million followers now. They'll have 51 million in the next 5 to 6 years. 51 million followers who will be clients of that bank, putting the stock at $165 a share. You can hate them all you want, but they're going to 165. So believe in your alternate facts all you want, but there's a reality, okay? I'm not bad-mouthing, by the way. I'm critiquing. I know. You're not the problem, my friend. You're a solution. You are the solution. You are bringing the awareness out. I appreciate it. I own the stock. Yeah, and I love the stock. I think that the upside is fantastic. And I know you do too. And you make a good point. Like I said, I'm just trying to read the tea leaves as you are. I hear you. Folks, have a great rest of your day today. Make money, and make money, okay? Thank you all. If you have any questions, needs, or concerns, let me know with a private email. And if you want to have a one-on-one session with me, you let me know when it's convenient for you. We'll set something up and we'll get together. Thank you in the meantime. Enjoy the classes. If you have any questions on your classes or links or anything, let me know. We'll get you set up. Thank you all for your support of this channel. It is much appreciated. The thumbs up meter is approaching 160 now. I appreciate that. Keep those thumbs ups coming if you can. And I thank you all very much. DH, neat. You got it, buddy. Have yourselves a great day, everyone. We'll keep an eye on these markets with you, and we'll talk to you again later. Get richer and have some fun. Thank you, guys. We'll see you from Palm Desert shortly. Bye for now.